I had a very long conversation where I was sitting in the middle of 10 kids yelling at each other.
Yeah, basically a short one. I f***ed up and I f***ed up again, and
yeah, I was between Benji and JJ for like an hour.
Yeah, that is not good.
No. So JJ is apparently doesn't have a seat anymore because he stepped down, and Benji was like, "Okay, I don't give a shit. You can step down." You know, his usual crap.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
and then JJ was like, "All right, I'm gonna sit back. I don't give a shit. F you." And then Benji was like, "F you," and you know, now we're here.
Yeah, and all because of me and that phone call.
Well, it's not just you; it's you and
no,
Draco.
I take the responsibility for that, Michael. Like that was my up, a big up, and I need to, you know, make amends with it.
Well, here is the thing, though. At the end of the day, people make mistakes. That's fine. It's more the way that it's being handled.
Yum.
Where people start. JJ pulled me aside yesterday and talked to me, gave me his side of the story, which is fine. I told him that the way he did it, I would have done the same, but the way he handled it and didn't talk to anyone was incorrect. Like trying to end a war before it starts is always a good thing.
Yeah.
But not talking and going behind people's back is a bad thing.
Everybody tried to end it, you know, like including myself as well.
If people don't communicate, if people don't talk to each other, nobody knows what's going on, then
was it 33?
you end up with shit like this.
No.
If he had talked to you guys about it, if you all agreed on going to GG and talking it out and giving money or whatever, it wouldn't have been an issue because you all agreed to it.
Yum.
But he goes and does it by himself without talking to anyone. That's the issue.
Yeah, that's one of the issues. The other issue as well is like we had a talk. We were ready to give back the shit, apologize, and we tried to do it, you know. But first time we had a talk, you know, they tried to big dig, you know, in return, and I kind of like understand. And so we said we're not doing anything, and because of that, you know, like, yeah, he went behind the back, but at the same time, you know, he said, you know, this one is on you guys, I'm not dealing with this. Like, kind of like, if you are doing something right or wrong, it doesn't matter, you know. I will always have your back. It doesn't matter. But when you're calling out us and say you will never have our back because we were wrong, I understand we were wrong, but you should still support me. You know what I mean? We're still in the same family, and when you get that kind of like disconnect, it will fuck up the whole dynamic. You know, it doesn't matter what it is. We can discuss it internally, but you don't like. I understand it's me and Draco, but at the same time, I take the responsibility because I was, you know, the one in charge, and yeah. This one is on me.
But if you look at the bigger picture, JJ is seeing that he is getting punished, and that Draco is getting a slap on the wrist by having to apologize. And again, I don't know, because if that's not something Draco is used to, and if Draco has never apologized, I can see what Benji is getting at.
Yeah. We tried to, like, he apologized first time, and they kind of like pushing his buttons, you know, when he's like a good lapdog per se, you know what I mean?
Well, Benji said that they were pushing his buttons, and that's why he started shooting.
Yeah.
So that meeting going to shit was on Benji, not so much Draco. The meeting we had earlier went to shit because it was literally just those two guys yelling at each other, and
yeah, there's no productive shit coming out of that.
Benji kept saying that JJ only cares about himself, and he's always the victim, and JJ was trying to say that he's worried about the direction that the group is going, and there's more people that are worried. I think he's worried about it going to be is that I don't think Benji wants to be a Seaside gang, or not a Seaside gang, a Southside gang. There's nobody that wants to be a Southside gang.
No, we left that life.
Well, the only thing I really have to say at the end of the day, we need to have a meeting where everyone is present.
We need to have a talk.
We need to have a meeting where everyone is there and everyone voices their opinion without anyone giving
yelling,
shit.
without this.
We need to have a meeting where everyone is there, everyone can voice their opinion without people giving them shit.
He always said, you know, we are humble but deadly, you know, and that's been our kind of like motto in Seaside, you know. This is the first time we kind of like stepped out of line, and I'm gonna be honest with you, we look like a brat bunch of kids from the Southside trying to step on somebody's toes, you know what I mean? But we have no reason to do it. And that's why, you know, I put that shit on my shoulder, and that is, you know, me to blame.
He feels like he's being singled out in a way, that everyone is going against him, which is probably not the case, but if that's how he feels, you know, then
I don't think that's the case, because I take, like, when he has something good to say, I always take his side, and if he has something bad, I take the other side. I think the biggest issue is me, Draco, Benji, we're more aligned on what we're doing, you know, we have more the common thing, while JJ is very much the opposite, you know, and then he can feel like we're ganging kind of like up on him. And I don't think there's any, we have never, like, I've never talked to Benji to try to gang up on anyone, because I feel like everybody's entitled to their own opinion. I think just we are three people that have more common opinions, you know. And JJ is a little bit on the other side, you know. As long as he can boost the rob banks and race, you know, he's happy, you know what I mean? And as long as there's no issues, it's all good. Until somebody pressure him, then, you know, he needs us, if that makes sense. Maybe I'm wrong with my analysis.
No, that's also something Benji said, that he's kind of off doing his own thing. But that's also something that needs to be brought up and talked to him about, because if he's off doing his own thing and he's not really hanging out with Seaside, he shouldn't have a say in a way.
No,
like,
but
I'm obviously not going to say he shouldn't, because I'm doing the same thing. I'm not, you know,
yeah,
I'm not
I think
out
you're
there boosting and shooting and ganging. But
yeah,
Benji values my opinion.
Yeah, I value your opinion. Like, I value JJ's opinion. I value, you know, your brother's opinion. Like, everybody who's in the council, I value their opinions, you know. JJ and his little crew of people, you know, he sticks to and he does stuff with. Then when shit like this happens, suddenly he's like with everybody, you know, for a day or two, so he can come to the next meeting and say, yeah, I did this with the whole group, you know. Then it goes like 2 months and it's back to same business again. Like, it's like flaws and not flaws, you know. I have the same flaws as well in my thing, so everybody got their own thing to go to. But
there's also some other stuff as well, like the gang app stuff. He was worried that people that has been in the gang and are full-blown members were being pushed out for hang-arounds, and I think it's a valid point.
Yeah, it's a valid point. Try to explain to you though, if you want to know why, the reason behind it, if you want to know.
What Benji said is that Ivan isn't around as much as everyone else.
So basically, like, how the gang app works is one part of the gang app is making money. We have a guy who works for us, you know, who can make some money, you know, on a daily basis. The other part of the gang app is if you're gonna do stuff, basically, you need to be on the gang app to talk to the boss man to acquire some codes, you know, to hit the lick. The third thing is we have acquired some properties, you know, around the city that is, you know, under our control, the Seaside control. And if somebody is attacking us, you can only defend with people on the gang app.
Right.
We can only send, because they will be the only one who get, you know, to know that somebody is attacking us. So the reason behind putting somebody who's not a full member compared to a hang-around is because of the time or your ability to be around, per se.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, that is something I personally feel is stupid, that you have to worry about those things instead of just kind of going with the flow.
Yeah.
But again, that's just on me. I'm not the gang
No,
leader,
but I completely agree with you.
Well, I mean, that's just how the city works, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, and I think that's... Again,
it's a stupid thing. Stupid. Of course it is. Like basically, it should be like you're a full member of Seaside, you should be on the gang app, you know? Like, period. It should be that. But, like, we don't have that luxury, you know? That is the problem. Because if we're doing that, suddenly, you know, somebody is attacking our territory and, hey, we have 3 people around, you know, because the rest of the people who are around, they're not full members and they're not on the gang app.
Yeah.
So that is kind of like the big thing, but I completely understand, you know, where you're coming from. But like Reed said, you know, like...
That's just how it works, yeah.
That's how it works, and we don't have that luxury to not
in a
follow
car
that,
doing
you know?
meetings.